am Jenny of Pampering by LJ, and welcome to my channel. So every week I am sitting down with you and vlogging about my health journey on my mission to have a balanced, healthy life and live the process of it every day for the rest of my life. And so I'm taking a look back at my week on the WW Weight Watchers plan and talking about the meals and the meal prepping that went well the previous week, and then sharing with you my plan for the upcoming week, as well as telling you how my weight journey went this week in my mission to lose some weight. So without further ado, today is already March 27th, so we're at the end of the month, and this month for me has been, it feels like a maintenance month. I'm right exactly where I was at the beginning of the month. I think I'm up 0.3 pounds from the beginning of the month, but again, this week when I weighed in and checked my weight starting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and again, today is Saturday. Exactly the same number that I was at last week, and you know, pretty much the entire month of March has just been maintaining my 26-pound weight loss that I've had so far. I started my journey back in November, and you know what? Here is the deal. I am just reminding myself I'm doing the right things to live a healthy, balanced life, mentally and physically. I am not going overboard and crazy and roller coastery with binge eating or starving myself to try to lose a pound this week. I'm not doing those things. I am planning out my meals. I'm sticking to my plan. I'm having splurges. We're still going out to dinner at least once a week. I'm having some wine, but I'm keeping it in moderation. So I'm really living the life that I want to live the rest of my life. So that's a good thing. I hope more weight comes off because I would like to be in a smaller size, but you know, I'm living the right way. So I'm going to keep doing that. And it's about the process of being a healthy person. And I'm living that process daily. So yes, I'd like to get to a certain goal weight, but I think it'll all work itself out. So let me talk about this past week. And I took lots of video clips this week as I was eating my dinners and then showing some of my meal preps. I ended up having waffles and bacon 3 times this week for breakfast / lunch at work. It was 4 points each time I had that. It was great. Really liked doing those waffles and bacon ahead of time. That worked out great. They were delicious. In fact, that inspired me for something I'm going to try this upcoming week, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And my salads in a jar were a hit. In fact, I need to go buy some more mason jars or really hunt for the ones I used to use. I don't know where those are though. So I probably just need to head to Walmart and get some more mason jars for my salads in a jar, because that was super easy and really satisfying to have those beans in there. And you know, each one was anywhere from 4 to 6 points. So that was great. I found myself at work this week eating a breakfast then and a lunch. And I think that helped. I spent more points than I normally do because maybe I had 6 points for breakfast and then another, 6 maybe for lunch. So by the time I came home, I'd already had 12 points, but I think I get 32 a day, and so that leaves plenty for the evening, and actually helped keep me in check with the number of points I was using for wine, because if I don't have the points, pretty much I'm not going to go overboard, and I don't want to derail myself. So that worked out pretty well. I had the overnight oats a couple days this week. Those were wonderful again. And then I had some bananas left over that were starting to go bad, and I've been researching banana breads and banana muffins and all those types of things. And I was concerned because every time I get bananas every week, and you know, I tend to eat maybe 4 or 5 of them, you know, depending on my week, like 1 a day. But then I always have some that are starting to get too ripe and brown, and I end up throwing them in the trash. And yes, I know you can throw them in the freezer, but I haven't done that. Now I will start doing that because I made a banana bread recipe, and I'll insert a little clip of that here in just a second. And the other thing is James loved it, and James doesn't like banana. And so I was really shocked. He really liked my banana bread, and I think it ends up being like 3 points for 1 slice, a nice slice of banana bread. Didn't put any nuts in it, so he was super excited about that because he doesn't like nuts in his cookies or breads or things like that. And it was a winner. So I have some left over on the counter right now, and it's been 4 days now, so I know that after 4 days you need to take your banana bread and slice it and freeze it. So I'm gonna do that here in a little bit today with the leftover banana bread. I probably have half a loaf sitting there. I actually only had, I think, 1 piece of it. Not that I didn't want any more, but I was kind of using my points on other things. So I'm gonna freeze the rest of it and see how that works out, heating it up just a slice or 2 at a time. So we'll try that. So those were great things I did this week. I also, I finally had some of that tilapia that I had bought from Costco. I did my pork chops and peas again. I made James spaghetti, so he was super excited about that. Then did some Amy Lou's chicken sausages from Costco, and a few more of those hamburgers. I used the rest of those up that I had in my freezer. And then I shot video of a lot of things that I had. So right now I'm gonna insert those clips. Here's one of my salads I prepared for lunch this week. It's 6 points total on green. It's got a half a cup of garbanzo beans, a tablespoon of bacon bits for points, then 2 tablespoons of the ranch dressing that I use. So altogether 6 points on green. I decided to get a little creative with leftovers tonight, so I still had a hamburger patty in there and buns, 1 bun to finish up. So I've got 4 points for my bun, 3 points for my hamburger. I put a piece of the Swiss cheese Laughing Cow on there, smeared that on there on my toasted bun, and a couple slices of the 2 points for 2 slices bacon. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points for that cheeseburger with bacon. And then a couple tablespoons of hummus, my pretzel crisp, and some carrots. So I think that's gonna be a pretty delicious leftover kind of thrown together dinner tonight. One of my favorite suppers. So this is that Skinny Taste air fryer pork chop. I've got another video on it where I made it for you. And then just some of those early June peas. Yum. And this right here is really low points. So I've got a total of 7 points. Truly a terrific meal planning week, and that really worked for me to prep out really last weekend my breakfast and lunch for the week, and then I made my dinners fresh. I probably will start continuing to do that. I have a little more time to cook in the evening. I'm not going into the tax office as much because they extended the tax deadline for a month, and James has a really good handle on the workload without me, and so I'm good with that. That means I'm home more in the evenings, and I can do things like cook dinners for Fresh, and do some of those nightly chore things before James comes home a little bit later, but we're still eating dinner together. So I will probably continue to do that. This week is special though, because I'm super excited. Spring break starts for our school district. Now, I'm an administrator, so I still work a couple days this week at school. Monday and Tuesday, I'm contracted to work, and I'm not going to take those 2 days off. A lot of administrators are, but it's tax season, so we wouldn't be going anywhere. So I have a couple of projects that I need to work on at school. I'm in charge of summer school, so I need to get my master schedule completely done with that and start on some enrollment things for next school year as well. So Monday and Tuesday, I'll be in the school office, and one of the admin assistants will be there, and that will be it. It will be quiet. So I'll get a lot of work done Monday and Tuesday at school. I'm excited. But then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have off on spring break as well. So no school for me, but I probably will go into the tax office on Wednesday and just help James get caught up through the day. So that'll be nice. But then I will have a lot of time to myself Thursday, Friday, and into next weekend to get ready for Easter, which Easter is coming up, and I can't even believe that's next Sunday. I just realized it last night. So I'm working on kind of an Easter meal plan that I'm gonna go to my father-in-law's house and cook a little Easter dinner for father-in-law, brother-in-law, my husband, and then I think Justin, my son, one of my sons, is coming over for that. Don't know about the other kids. They'll probably have a million places to go, so we don't know if we'll see them. But I'm gonna cook for at least the, 5 of us. So I heard last night that Bob had, that's my father-in-law, he had already bought the spiralized ham, so we're gonna do the traditional ham. Then I was like, oh, I'm gonna make my scalloped potatoes that I've been making the last few times. I'm gonna wait and make those for Easter. I actually had them written down in my plans that I'm looking at right now for this coming week, and I'm like, no, I'll hold those for Sunday. They'll be great with ham. And then James doesn't like ham, so I'm trying to debate what other meat I will do for James. He likes brisket a lot. I'm making an okay brisket. I don't know. I've got that new meatloaf recipe that I've made a couple times though that's really healthy too. I might make the meatloaf and scalloped potatoes and take those over. Not quite sure yet, but that's not in my meal plan yet because I plan from Saturday, Sunday to the following Thursday, Friday. So haven't worked out those weekends. But here's what I have planned for this week. So for breakfast and lunch, I'm going to go ahead and make probably tonight or tomorrow my biscuits and gravy bake. I didn't end up making that last week, so I'm going to make it for this week. So we'll have that each morning for breakfast if we want it. Also, this is what I'm inspired to try. I'm inspired to try that pancake bake that everybody makes with the Kodiak cakes in the oven ahead of time. I'm inspired because my waffles turned out so well the last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna try the pancake bake. I have all the things to make that with. I'm gonna make it with blueberries and raspberries. So I think that sounds delicious for a breakfast. And then of course, I will still continue to have my bacon ready to go for the English muffin cheese that James likes so much. And I've got a little burnt out on those. So I think I only had one this past week or so, but I'm also going to try a new chicken salad with grapes recipe that I got. And I'm excited about that because I do like chicken salad a lot. And now that the winter seems to be over and the sun is shining, chicken salad for my lunch with some lettuce sounds delicious. So I'm going to do that. I also have plans to try to make the Weight Watchers fudge brownies. I bought all the ingredients and I printed off that recipe probably 3 weeks ago, and I just have never made it. So I still have everything to make that. Sounds good to have something a little sweet that's homemade. And then I still have all the stuff for the flatbread pizzas that you make with the cafe au lait wraps. I've got to get those made because those ingredients are sitting in my cabinet right now to make, and I still have it. And I'll be home more this week, so it's not like I'll need to prep meals to go to work, except for Monday and Tuesday. I will take my food with me Monday and Tuesday, but then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll probably eat fresh. So I might do the pizza then for a lunch at home. Then my meals for dinner meals, I've got plans to make the beef enchilada pasta skillet again that we love. I'm either gonna make that tonight or tomorrow night. It's just fabulous. I've already got a video on that. And then a new dinner recipe that I'm gonna try this week is a bubble up pizza casserole. So I love all the bubble up things. The last one I did was that chicken loaded up bubble up bake. It was okay. It was a little salty, and James gave it. I asked what his ranking was for that one last night, and he said, oh, 8.2. I go, 8.2? That means you really liked it. That's a good rating. He goes, no, I tend to give my really good ratings 9s and above. I'm like, okay, then you really don't think it's an 8.2. You think it's a 5, which I'm okay with because I kind of thought it was a 5 too, but I digress. Bubble up pizza casserole. That'll be a new dish for dinner. And then I'm gonna bring back the creamy chicken enchilada recipe. I've made that. It's been a while. I don't think I've even shot a video of that one. So I've made it now like 2 or 3 times, and it's very good. So I will make that. And then the meatloaf that I have planned, and I had planned with the scalloped potatoes. So I'll push that to Easter. So I won't make that Wednesday, and I need some nights that we just have leftovers, because if I make all of these items, that's a gob of food and it'll go bad. So we'll need to do some leftovers a few nights too, which will make it easy for me for spring break. So that's the plan for this week. I'm looking forward to a little breather from the normal, well, whatever's normal this school year, I don't even know. It was so funny because we were to come back in person last week on Monday with all of the kids, okay? It was like the first day of school again last Monday. I was a little bit nervous, you know, Sunday night. It's like another first day of school, and we've had like, I don't know, 4 of them this year with changing learning modes and everything. And so anyway, get up early Monday morning. I leave here about, I don't know, 6:30ish to go to school. It takes me 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to get to work. Not even 10 minutes, but by the time I go through the stoplights and park. And anyway, I'm walking into the building. I guess it's like 6:40, and people are saying, we've had a computer attack. And I said, what? You know, like, everybody's at school. Yeah, we're not having school. There was a message that went out that we're not having school. I said, a message that went out? Is that the joke? Like, it wasn't supposed to go out? No, we're really not having school. What? All the buses are showing up, and they're full of kids. Yeah, it was real. We had, our entire school district had a malware attack, and our middle school starts at 7:15, but everybody starts arriving at our middle school 6:50. Buses are there pulled up at 7 a.m. and school has just been canceled. So we're like going out to the front parking lot as parents are dropping off going, no, 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 take them back home. School was just canceled. The message had just gone out. Well, some people didn't get the message like me, because I was driving to school and couldn't imagine that I would get a message so late about not having school. Then the buses were all getting to school, and we're like, pulled the kids on the buses. We think you're gonna have to take them home. What? We're not sure. Are you running routes? Are you not running routes? Anyway, it was crazy. We ended up having kids in our building till about 9:30. They had already told staff, you know, to go home, not report. Of course, we had several staff members that stayed and helped and watched kids. We took them all to the gym and kind of played around. A lot of parents came and picked up kids, and then the buses finally did take about 50 that were left over around 9:30 home. And so the rest of the day we didn't have any students in the building, and then it was just the other administrators and custodians and myself that stayed for the rest of the day, and then they canceled school again the following day. So the first 2 days that we're supposed to have in-person kids back full-time, malware attack shuts down the entire district. It was a huge deal. Did go back to school then for in-person Wednesday and Thursday, and then of course Friday the kids were out. It was a teacher work day to get ready for the end of the quarter and spring break. So it was nuts. It was just a really weird, you know, this entire year, school year, and the end of last school year since the pandemic hit has just been one new crazy thing that happens after another. And it's like, God is telling me to be flexible. I am such a planner. I love planning things. In fact, Weight Watchers meeting topic this last week was, you know, what are your strengths and what can you do to come up with a mantra, you know, that kind of drives what you do every day. Well, my strengths are I'm an organized to the nth degree person, and I'm a planner, and I love to plan, but boy, when my plans get jacked up, ugh, it irritates me, and I find stress in that. So I just think that this has tested my flexibility tested me like none other. I've just been giving up, like, I got a plan. We'll have another plan. Oops, I'll have another plan. And so what's my Weight Watchers mantra gonna be? I was thinking, like, I'm living the plan. Like, that's what I'm doing. Every day I'm living the plan, because my plan is to be doing this the rest of my life, you know, this process of meal planning, watching what I'm eating, getting my exercise in, you know, still living my life and enjoying it with James and travels and entertainment. And so my mantra, living the plan, or, you know, planning again, I don't know, but I'm a planner. So the pandemic's been hard on me because of that, because I plan all the time and then it just gets changed and I have no control over that. But anyway, that's it for this week. I look forward to having a little spring break. That scale eventually I think is going to go down again, but you know what? I feel great, and I feel healthy, and people are starting to tell me that I'm looking pretty good and liking my new outfits, and so I'm probably carrying myself a little bit better, and I have gotten some new clothes that probably are pretty flattering. And so anyway, that's enough for this week. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Jenny of Pampering by LJ.